Hey guys, it's Anthony. Hey, just wanted to make a quick video um, just to kind of get you guys up to speed. Basically, just to give you something to know where to start. I know that when I first kind of started taking the Keto OS, I kind of had learned things on my own and figured some stuff out. Got some guidance from my buddy Frank Preve, but also had to go out there and kind of search some things out. So I'm going to give you a few things to kind of help get you started. And then by all means, give me a call if you've got any questions. Let me know, and I'll help you out. And as you hear or read things that make sense or don't make sense, things that get you really excited or things that cause a lot of questions, let me know those too. I like to read the same things. Frank shares a lot of stuff. I share a lot of stuff with Frank on things that we read and what we've learned. So we collaborate a lot. As well as when I hear something that doesn't make sense, or he hears something that doesn't make sense, we go and share that information also. So here we go. So you should either have received. Well, first off, this video is going to four guys specifically. It's going to Mike Machad, Gene Leidick, Norm Lantona, and Kenny Spikes. The four of you guys are all coming on board with what I'm doing and with the weight loss that I have. Mike's not really looking to lose a whole lot of weight, but really more for sports performance and getting his family healthy. So the rest of us all have tons of weight to lose. So I'm just kind of putting all four of you guys together and kind of giving you, here's what I think you guys should do to kind of get started. So you either should have your Keto OS or you should be getting it this coming week. With the Christmas holidays over the last few days of last week and New Year's and the weekend and all that, you may not have gotten it yet, but if not, you should have it this week. If you order it, it usually takes them 2 to 3 days. I think I ordered on the 20th and got it on like the 22nd or 23rd. So it doesn't take long. And Mike Machado ought to be getting his pretty quick because their warehouse is in Dallas and he's in North Dallas. So that ought to be pretty fast from that perspective. But here's what I do. First thing, take the Keto OS. If you have any kind of caffeine issues, if you have any kind of supplement issues where you've gotten sick before, or you have an easily upsettable stomach, maybe take half a pack or half a scoop, into some water and try that out first. And then see how that goes. I jumped right in. I just went and just took one right off the bat, and I've been pretty much taking two a day. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm on the road and I don't realize that I haven't taken one, and it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I now have the non-caffeinated version, so now if that happens, I'm still going to take it before I go to sleep because I want those ketones, those extra ketones, in my body while I'm sleeping to help keep my fat burning going. So I wake up, I'm still in ketosis, I'm still fat burning. But before, when I only had the caffeinated version, I wasn't taking the caffeine late at night because I didn't want it to keep me awake. So for step number one, start taking the Keto OS, and then start kind of watching and seeing how you feel. Lots of people say lots of different things about what responses they get right off the bat. For me, clarity. I got clarity of mind right away. I was able to not eat. The hunger pains and the cravings all started to go away. And this didn't happen like, instantaneously. I mean, it, might take a couple days, might take a week. Everybody's different. Everybody's body metabolism is different. And everybody's body is beat up in different ways. I don't think any of us have a body or a system that is working properly. So it's going to take some time. I know mine especially. Now, it didn't take me a lot of time to start seeing the positive effects. I mean, it was almost instantaneous for me. They shipped them with you should get a little bottle of these ketone strips. And these are urine strips, so you basically pee on this and it's going to change colors, kind of like a pregnancy test, although I'm not pregnant. Well, it kind of look like it, though. But anyways, that'll give you some idea. If it's more purple, you're in higher levels of ketosis, and if it's less, then you're less. This is not a super accurate way, but this is at least a way to know right off the bat. You should be able to take a Keto OS drink, and within an hour, hour and half an hour, hour and a half, you should be able to know that you've got ketones in your body and you're on your way to ketosis. So I still do these every now and then because the blood strips, which are the most accurate way, are kind of expensive. The ketone version, which one of these? This one, this little bottle that goes to this Novamax Plus meter that I have. This does both ketones and glucose. The glucose ones aren't too bad. You can buy them on Amazon or in bulk at medical places and get them for about 25 cents a piece. These are like $2, $2.25 each. So, if you're doing this twice a day, that's $5, and another one of these, you're spending $6 a day. 30 days, that's $180 a month just in testing. So what I've done is I've kind of cut back on doing the keto stuff all the time. And if I just want to kind of know, I'll do one of these, and then I'll do one of these maybe every other day or every couple days or whatever. So that's the second thing is as soon as you start taking the Keto OS, do some of these and prove to yourself that you're in ketosis, but also get yourself a blood meter. Now this one, there's a guy, Jimmy Moore, that he's all over the internet. Living La Vida Low Carb is his blog. He's got podcasts. He's got videos on YouTube. He's great guy. You can learn a lot from his history and his journey. He doesn't like this one. Years ago, he kind of poo-pooed it and said to buy this other one, Precision Extra, I think is the one he likes. And I ended up buying this anyways. I don't know why. I just ended up getting this one. So this is the one I'm using. It seems to be accurate for me. I may switch to the other one, but this is pretty decent. Your little blood thing, you load this up with a little spike thing, prick your blood, get a little blood, put it on the strip, wait for it to read, then put the other strip in, put a little blood on it, boom, you're done. This will give you the best accurate reading of where you are with your blood, your ketones, and with your blood glucose. So you'll know from both of these where exactly you're at, and that's what's helped me, meter mine. Now you'll need these. These are the little spikes that go in that little pin. I think mine came with these. You just twist off the top, and it's got a little pin in there. And then I bought these, and these both fit in there, and they twist off. I don't know if they're all universal or not, but if you want to know specifically what I bought, let me know, and I'll send you a link. But those are the first two things I do. Start taking the Keto OS, start testing your blood, start cutting back on your carbs. Now, I would go just about started looking for my phone, and I'm using my phone to video this, so yeah. I would start off also with the MyFitnessPal app, if you're not using an app, just to track your food. And the first thing I would say is to start getting your carbs down. If you guys love carbs and you're saying, oh man, I don't know if I can cut all the breads out and all that, over time you're going to figure out that you're going to want to do that. And you'll want to do it naturally. So I'm not going to be this guy that says, day one, no more carbs, you're never going to eat carbs, whatever. If you want something, eat it. I mean, at the bottom line, we all have to live, and I'm not living to just eat grass or whatever somebody tells me. I don't care if it's going to make me live to 150. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. But I don't want to eat the carbs and the breads because I know what it does to my blood sugar, right? So when I eat something, like I had some sushi, so that had some rice in it, then I took my blood later on that night, and boom, my glucose level was high. So I know what the cause and effect is. So that's why I really like testing my blood and knowing where I'm at. So I would suggest you guys do that, but start cutting back the carbs. What I first tried to do, I went backwards and I put in a couple days of what I had eaten before I had decided to do this, and just to see where I was at. And the day before I started this, so that would be October 19th, or not 19th or 20th. I think I started this on October 21st. So October 20th, I had 300 grams worth of carbs. And it wasn't like I sat down and ate a whole pizza. I mean, it was just regular food, but there was 300 grams of carbs in it. So I made a commitment that day to get under 100 the next day, and then to stay under 100 until I kind of stabilized at that level, and then I try to go lower than that. And that wasn't too hard to do. I ate more salad, I ate more vegetables, I didn't eat anything breaded or fried, I didn't eat any bread or pasta, and boom, I was under 100. That was pretty easy. But get under 100, and then try to work your way to being under 50. Now, some people say you need to be under 20 or under 30. I'm not the extremist. Most days I'm under 50. Some days I'm 60. I may even shoot up to 100. Again, we're going to live. So some days you're going to be out. And I think it's actually good. I think it's kind of like training. If you train a certain way, day in, day out, you hit a plateau. But if you change it up, so, really, really restrictive carbs, really, really, really restricted, and then every now and then you bump up one day a little bit, I don't think that's bad. Am I ever going to go back to eating pasta the way I used to eat pasta, or breads or whatever? Probably not. Am I ever going to not have naan at an Indian restaurant? I had some when I was traveling a few weeks ago. A little triangle. I didn't eat three or four of them, and I didn't eat a loaf of bread. And I didn't eat two big old bowls of pasta, but I had a little triangle of naan. So I knew it was going to push my glucose up, but I was willing to pay that price. Make decisions. This is not intended in my plan. It certainly is not. This is the only way to do it. Figure out what works for you. Right now, I'm not eating very much fruit. I'm not eating very much fruit because in testing my blood, I know that I'm having a difficult time getting my glucose under 100. This morning, it's already like noon or 11:30 or something, but it was 109. And I was 1.0 on the keto meter, which is good because 0.5 is in ketosis. 1 is good, 2 and 3 is better, but again, moderation. I'm not eating fruit, especially sugary fruit, because I know that I already have a challenge. So once I get my blood glucose down into the 75, into the 65, 75, 80 range, I'll probably add some more fruit back. I probably will never go back to drinking orange juice because it's liquid sugar. And that's why some people that have the opposite issue that I have drink orange juice. I won't drink orange juice because it will absolutely cause my glucose to go through the ceiling. But I'll probably go back to eating oranges every now and then and apples every now and then. Now, if I do have fruit, I have berries. I have blackberries, blueberries, or maybe strawberries. And I don't have very many, and I maybe have them with some yogurt or I have them with some dark chocolate. So I really don't eat a lot of fruit right now. I'm eating a lot of meat and protein, especially fatty meat. So I'm eating steak with the fat on. I'm eating pork chops with the fat on. I'm eating chicken with the skin on. I'm eating salmon and tuna. And then vegetables, I'm eating broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, salads. The greener the salad, the better it is nutritionally for you. So if you can eat spinach and kale and arugula and those things, those are better for you than iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is like a green, yellow, and whitish color. And the whiter it is, the less nutrients there is in it. All of the nutrients are in the green part. So I still eat iceberg lettuce. I'm going to go have a taco salad here in a little bit. I'm going to throw some pork ribs on my taco salad just to make sure I get enough protein and enough fat in there. Probably going to take a couple boiled eggs and put them in my taco salad as well, just to have that as well. On the Atkins diet, a lot of people are talking about eating bacon and eggs every day and all that. I like bacon and eggs, and I eat bacon and eggs, and I'm not scared of eggs. Go and do some research on eggs, and you'll find out that it's one of the most nutritionally dense foods there are. The whole idea that eggs give you cholesterol is BS. Go research it for yourself. You'll figure it out. Bacon still is not super great for you. It's a good fat, but it also has a lot of sodium in it. So don't go in. Cheryl's coming in here to ask me a question. Hang on. Okay, so where was I? Diet. So eat good food. Eat salads. Eat vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower. Just look at the carb content and the glycemic index, and the lower the carb on the vegetables and the lower the sugar on the vegetables, the better. Again, if there's something that you really, really like, eat it. I'm not eating any grains. I'm not eating any pasta. I'm not eating corn. I'm not eating rice. I'm not eating sugar. I still have some stevia, and I might put some stevia in some things if I make a dip or I don't know what I put stevia in, so something sweet or whatever. But for the most part, I don't put any sugar in anything. Soda-wise, I pretty much don't drink sodas anymore, although I do have one every now and then, especially when I'm on the road. I end up having one or two if I'm gone for a week. If I'm at home, maybe I'll have one, maybe I won't. We've got some in the garage, but I'm not drinking it. There's lots of bad things about sodas, sugar, diet, whatever. You pick your poison. They both are not good for you for various different reasons. One being the sugar, but one also being lots of other chemicals and things that they have in them. The other thing, don't and take all this with a grain of salt. Do what you want to do. I'm just trying to give you some ideas, but don't go and make your family do what you're doing. Especially one of the things that I decided that I was going to have to be able to do on any kind of lifestyle change was I was going to have to be able to do it if my family did it or not. So I did not go and throw away all the chips and cookies and snack stuff and everything. Matter of fact, I didn't throw away anything. All the breads and pastas and all that good fun stuff. It's all still there. If I can't live in a house that's got that stuff without me eating that stuff, then it's just not going to work for me. And it's also a little bit of proof that that's not willpower or a lack of willpower. Now that I have my Keto OS, and now that I'm in a general state of ketosis, they call it keto adapted. Now that I'm keto adapted, where I'm almost always in ketosis, I just don't have the craving. So the fact that we have some cookies upstairs, the fact that we have bread or pasta, it just is just not that big a deal. I'm just not that hungry. I'm eating more for nutritional value. I do still like very savory foods and very high quality foods, so I'm kind of doing gourmet on the stuff that I am eating. So if I'm going to eat something, I'm going to make it taste really, really good for whatever that is. So we've made meatballs, and the kids had pasta with it, and I just had the meatballs and the sauce and mozzarella cheese on top of it, and then a salad. I had that over some fried cauliflower. That was pretty good too. We had chicken and rice the other day. I didn't have the rice. I had chicken over fried cauliflower with the gravy and everything on it. So pick your poison. But the biggest thing is cut back on your carbs and cut back on your sugars. The first week that I cut back on my carbs from that 300 to under 100, I lost a pound a day. So I went from 286.6, which was morbidly obese, to I dropped 8.5 pounds. So I dropped to like 280 in the first week. And then the weight loss kind of slowed down a little bit. I could speed it up. Honestly, if I was more restrictive, if I exercised, if I did a lot of different things, I could make that more. But I actually don't want to lose weight too fast. About 2.2 pounds a week, 2 to 3 pounds a week, 10 pounds a month. That seems to be what I can find out there that's relatively healthy. Gives your body time to adjust as you keep coming down on the weight. So don't worry too much that you're not losing 5 pounds. This isn't wrestling weight cutting. I mean, we all know that we can cut some weight. This isn't weight cutting. This is losing fat. So know that that's the overall plan. And again, I think I said earlier, if you have any questions or you hear something that doesn't make sense, let me know. I'm continuing to study a ton. I'm going to send each one of you a book that I just finished. I bought the audio version of it on audible.com, but it's called Grain Brain, and it's really good. It really talks about the effects of sugar on your different bodily functions, but the effects of sugar on your brain, and Alzheimer's disease and all these mental issues and ailments that are caused by sugar and grains and stuff, and basically by carbs. Because sugar is a carb, basically by these refined carbs, and mainly because man has totally screwed up these carbs, but also because it's only been the last 50 years or so that we've been eating nearly as many carbs, and only probably the last 25 years that we've been eating as many carbs as we are now. Back in the day, they didn't eat that many carbs, and they didn't eat that many fruits. They ate fruit in season, which is 2 or 3 months out of the year, in some parts of the country, and then they ate protein and fat. So study all that you can. Ask me questions. Take it in moderation. Don't try. This isn't a sprint. This isn't something crazy. Start taking the Keto OS. Start testing your blood. Also, get yourself a blood pressure cuff and start testing your blood pressure. You want to make sure that you know where your blood pressure is. This will also help you know what effects food have on your blood pressure. Salt tends to increase your blood pressure, and so do other foods, sodium-rich foods. Salt is needed in your body to move things around. So you need a certain amount of salt. So don't start cutting salt out completely, but cut table salt out completely. Go to the sea salt or the pink Himalayan salt, and use that. So I use sea salts and Himalayan salt. I still don't salt things a lot, but I don't shy away. I don't, like my bacon, I still like to buy low sodium bacon because I don't want it to be that salty. But I might put salt on some vegetables, or if I'm going to make a steak, I'm going to salt and pepper the steak and put some other seasonings on it. So I'm not going to stay completely away from salt. let's see what else. Oh, Fitbit. If you don't have a Fitbit or some kind of meter to monitor your sleeping, your number of steps and exercise in a day, I strongly suggest that you get one. You can use your phone. There's some phone apps. I just haven't found those to work very well. This is the low end Fitbit. This was a hand me down. My daughter used it, then my wife used it, and then now I've got it. I think this one's like $70, $75 on Amazon or out there wherever. This one does not have a heart rate monitor in it. If you can afford it, I would say get the one with the heart rate monitor in it, and that's maybe another $100 or another 75 or whatever. But I'd get the one with the heart rate monitor because I'm missing that. But that's not that big a deal. But I would like to know what my heart rate is, resting and sleeping and all that good fun stuff. So I'll probably be upgrading this eventually. But I've gotten very used to wearing this. One charge, it goes for 5 or 6 days. So it's not one of those things that I, forget to charge all the time because I do, but I only need to charge it once every 5 days. So that works out pretty good. And then, send me emails, give me a call, shoot me stuff, let me know what you need from that perspective. But it's all pretty simple. Take your Keto OS twice a day, once between 6 and 9 a.m. If you can, and then once again around 4 p.m., 2 to 4, 3 to 5. I usually eat my last meal of the day somewhere around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so I want to take my Keto OS before that. But I have taken it at the same time, and I've taken it with a non-caffeinated version. I've even taken it later. Let me know, how things are progressing. I'm posting all my stuff out there on Facebook. That's me. I don't care if people know if I'm losing weight or they think I'm crazy, or I just don't really care. It is it's keeping me honest. It's keeping me posting stuff out there. And it's helping me. I weighed today. I drove Adam back to school yesterday up to Charlotte, and I didn't have a great day eating. I ate early because I was hungry, so I had a couple fried eggs and some bacon for breakfast around 9:30, I think. And then around 2 o'clock, before I took Adam back to school, I had a taco salad with no shell, just in a bowl, and I had avocado and sour cream, and I did make it with some ground turkey because that's what we used to make it with. I'm starting to add back in ground hamburger so that I get those fats in there, but that was turkey. And then later on that night, Adam was hungry, so we stopped at about 7:30. And pulled through Zaxby's, and he got some wings, and he got 10 wings. I got 5 of their wimpy wings with just a wing sauce. The wing sauce tends to have a lot less sugar and a lot less carbs in it. And then I also got their grilled chicken sandwich without the bun. So it was a piece of chicken, a slice of cheese, and lettuce and tomato. And so I had that was my dinner. And then I think Adam and I shared a fountain drink, which I probably shouldn't have done because I could tell how sweet it was, and it didn't taste very good. So I ended up drinking mainly water, but we bought that. So I had 3 meals yesterday. So I was thinking that today I probably wouldn't have much of a weight loss. I did stop off and walk for about an hour and 15 minutes, and spent about 10 or 15 minutes, doing a couple exercises and a couple machines at Fitness 19 before I came home, because I stayed up in Charlotte, got up in the morning and drove back this morning. But I'm even. I'm exactly 261.1 is what I was yesterday, and I'm 261.1 today. And I suspect tomorrow I'll have a weight loss because I'm at home all day, and I'll be able to control things. And I haven't had anything to eat yet today, and it's about, like I said, 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I'm just now starting to get a little bit hungry. So I'm good there. All right, so this is like 20 something minutes. I meant it to be like 10, so I'm going to cut off here because I'm rambling. But let me know. I'm sending the book to your address from what I know from USA Wrestling. So if your address is wrong in USA Wrestling, let me know. If you want to get the audio version, I listen to the audio versions because I can speed them up, and I can listen to them in the car. I can listen to them on a plane. I can listen to them, when I'm sitting in my office. If you go to Amazon and sign up for a Amazon Prime account, they'll give you a 3-month free subscription to audible.com, and you can get up to 3 books for free, one a month. And so your first book, you could get the Grain Brain book, and you could listen to it. But if your address is wrong or whatever, get with me so that I don't send it to the wrong address. But I'll probably send those out as of later on today. So hope this finds you well. If you got any questions, you need anything, let me know. And that's that. Thanks, guys.